All right, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Hegshot and thank you for joining us today. I want to tell you what my biggest concern is with the new Warzone map in the new Call of Duty Vanguard. So we're getting very close to this game dropping. I'm super excited. It's a World War II theme, and if you know me, I'm huge into World War II, dude. I love all of the history. It's super fascinating. All of the guns. I really love the entire World War II era, and I'm glad we're revisiting that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. If this is your first time stopping by, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on so you'll never miss one of our live streams where we're always chatting and having a great time. And of course, the uploads here and any new music that I do drop. Really appreciate your help with that and joining the community that we're building here because it's pretty awesome, dude. So make sure you join and just hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a comment after the video and let me know if there are any concerns with Vanguard that you really see moving forward. So, like I said, the biggest thing that I'm concerned with, it's not the game, it's not the era. Well, it kind of has something to do with the era, but really, my biggest concern, we have a new Warzone map that's dropping. Hopefully it drops day one. My opinion, it won't drop day one. It'll probably drop a month or two after, maybe in December, late November, December. That would be my guess. I have no idea, no inside information, nothing. This is just my opinion. But they want people to buy the game, right? Warzone's free. Although they make a ton of money off of Battle Pass and things like that, they want people to buy the game for the multiplayer, then release the Warzone. That's how I think they would do it. But anyways, I don't know. But the point being, the biggest issue I see, we have a new map that's a third bigger. And you're going back to World War II. The problem with World War II is the guns are inherently less accurate and less ammunition, less optic options. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get into a ton of engagements that are to the 50, 60, sometimes 70 meter mark, sometimes more. If I'm mounted up, I feel like I can hit those shots. And every Cold War gun, every Cold War AR up to this point, you pretty much can't go wrong with any of them. Now, if you're keeping up with the meta, the latest and greatest, every time they do a buff and all this kind of stuff and a patch and nerfs and, you know, they're constantly changing things around, but the weapon balancing in Cold War is really good. What's not great is Modern Warfare guns now. The time to kill, if you're using a Modern Warfare gun now, you're at a huge disadvantage already, unless you're running something like the COD 98, which is a World War II gun, by the way. But you're already at a huge disadvantage if you're just using Modern Warfare weapons, okay? The Cold War weapons are on point. So they've had to really nerf those Modern Warfare weapons and buff the Cold War weapons. But when you look at the weapons side by side, yeah, there's some differences and obviously some advancements, but that's a huge, huge gap now that we're talking from Modern Warfare guns, even Cold War guns, to World War II guns. Most World War II guns were using iron sights only. Of course, they can fix that. They can add optics and different kinds of experimental optics that they may have been trying, and they're not going to keep it 100% authentic. I understand that in order to make this game fun, you're going to have to bend the rules a little bit in order to keep everybody playing and having a good time, especially in something like Warzone. Multiplayer, not as big of a deal because you're relatively short engagements depending on the map. But Warzone, there's a lot of up-close engagements. So that's really my biggest concern there as far as the weapons. So, yes, they can add some optics to it. They did it. Sledgehammer, I think, does an amazing job with their game. They really brought me back to World War II or into Call of Duty with their World War II game a few years ago. I think they did a fantastic job. I was a huge fan of that game. And I think they're going to kill it with this one too. So they added optics, they did all those kinds of things, and they made it still feel authentic. So I believe in them there. Also, the magazine capacity, it was a lot lower than your Cold War and Modern Warfare era guns. So, of course, those are things that they can fix as well. But how much are they going to have to buff World War II era guns and nerf Cold War and Modern Warfare guns? It's got to be significant. It's their game. So even though all these things are carrying over, if it was up to me, I'd probably say, listen, you bought all this stuff. I get it. I just kind of wish everybody was on the same playing field at that point. If it's a World War II game, everybody uses World War II guns. Again, people have spent real money on some of these blueprints. I've spent some money. I don't spend a ton of money, or not even a lot of, not even a fraction maybe of what some people spend. Whatever you spend your money on, I really don't care. It's up to you. Some of the guns are really, really cool, and I get it. When I lost my account, I had to buy some guns to be able to get back into what I already had. So it's just one of those things. But the point being is that the guns are so much, they're so inferior. Not, World War II guns are on the cutting edge of modern technology. They really are, especially the Germans, man. They had a lot of cutting edge guns, from the first widely accepted assault rifle being the Sturmgewehr or STG 44, the MP40, the MP38. I mean, these guns are fantastic, but again, they're going to have to buff those guns so much to be able to compete and then basically overshadow the Cold War guns and modern warfare guns. Because again, it's their game. They're going to want you to buy their blueprints and their battle pass stuff, and they're going to have to nerf the Cold War and modern warfare guns. My hope is that they can get the balancing right and quickly, to where everybody will be then not necessarily be forced, but you'll be kind of at a disadvantage if you decide to use Cold War or modern warfare guns. We can all be on the same playing field with the World War II guns. That's my hope, is that they can get that balancing right. Again, I understand it's a video game. They're not going to keep it 100% authentic. It almost seems impossible at this point to really do that. But that is my biggest concern, the weapons and the amount of buffing that they'll have to do. So I'm really interested to see what your thoughts are on this. Do you think they're just going to knock it out of the park? I think this game is going to be amazing. I'm really excited. We're going to be able to fight on the Eastern Front, the Western Front, North Africa, and the Pacific Theater. I don't think I've ever played a World War II game where you got to fight in all those theaters. That's pretty cool. I believe in Sledgehammer, man. I think they do an awesome job. I think Raven's doing the Warzone stuff. But again, Sledgehammer, I'm sure, will have some say in this because, again, it's their game. So I want to hear what your thoughts are down below. Do you think they'll get this right quickly, or do you think it's going to take some time? Do you think they will be able to do that? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Again, if you aren't subscribed, hit that little red button down below. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.